So this question is a trig modelling question, and we can see that because we have the equation given to us and we have the sine function part there as well. So the first thing to do, because we've been given the graph, is to start to label some of the information that we're told in this first paragraph onto our graph. So we're told that first of all, we're told that the time at the beginning of this graph is 12. So our graph starts here at midday at 1200. And we're told that 3 hours later at 1500, the water reaches 7 meters. So at 3 hours later, so 1500, we have our maximum point, which is 3,7. And then you're told that at 9 p.m, so 9 hours later, we reach our lowest point of only 1 meter. So we can also label that onto our graph. Now we're told to find the value of A in our equation. So A here is the amplitude. And we're already told that 4 is the principal axis. So let's mark on our graph the 4, which is the principal axis. So this is y equals to 4. And we can now use that to help us to find the amplitude. So the amplitude is how much the wave has gone up or down from our principal axis. So here is the amplitude, and it's gone from 4 to a height of 7. So that's how much the water has increased from that midpoint. And therefore we can see that that is a distance of 3, and A is equal to 3. And then for part B, we need to find the value of B in the equation. Now B is always to do with the period of the wave. So it's 360 divided by the length of the wave. And that will give us the period. So the length of the wave is hard to see on this one because we don't have a complete wave. However, we do know the distance from the highest point to the lowest point. So this is the length of the wave there from the highest to the lowest point. That's half of the length of the full wave. Okay, if we think about if this wave continued, then you would have a full wave, and then if we kept kind of pasting them next to each other, it would make a continuous curve. So between 3 and 9, that's 6 hours. So the full length of the wave is going to be 12. So we can now say that the length of the wave is equal to 12, and therefore 360 divided by 12 is the period, which is 30. So now we know that B is equal to 30. And then we have find the first time after 12 when the depth of the water is equal to 3. So we now have the full equation, but I'm just going to write it out in full. So it's 3, which is my A value, sine of 30t. So I'm just writing out everything I already found into the equation that I was given that I had there in yellow. So 3 sine 30t plus 4. And that's equal to the depth of the water. So all I'm going to do is plot this onto my GDC, and I'm going to draw on an additional line of y is equal to 3. So on your GDC, you would now draw y is equal to 3. And then from that, you're looking for the first time, so it asks for the first time after 12 o'clock, that the water is exactly 3 meters. So that is the first time that they cross the first intersection. So we're going to go to second function trace intersection. And from there, we can find the value of x, or the value of time, which is 6.65. Now it asks us to give the answer to the nearest minute. So we now need to convert this into time. So 6.65 is 6 minutes and then it's 0.65 minutes. Sorry, it's not 6 minutes, it's 6 hours there. So 6 hours, and then 0.65 hours. So to convert this second part here, you need to do 0.65 times by 60, because we have 0.65 of 60 minutes, and that gives us 0.39. So it's actually 39 minutes that's equal to. So it's 6 hours and 39 minutes to the nearest minute. However, I think we may need to give the answer here to time. Don't forget our graph starts at 12, and therefore we need to add on 6 hours and 39 minutes to that midday time. So it's 18:39 on the clock when our water level first hits 3 meters. In terms of the marks here, the first one is just 1 mark, so that's for recognising that the A value was 3. The second one of them is for the 12 and for realising that you have the length of a wave of 12, and then the second one there is for the answer of B equals 30. And then for the last one of them is for the 39 minutes for converting. One of them is if 6.65 was seen, so we can see that you found that intersection on the calculator. And then the last one there is for the full answer.